Welcome back to That Dad Guy. Over the weekend, we had a auction at the stamp show. So what we have here in Moncton, we are lucky enough to have a stamp show every month, except for in July and August. So in July and August, they take the summer off, and that means in June, rather than having dealers there that you go and buy stamps from, we have a giant auction. And so this year was no exception, and I bought a few things. I won a few things. I bid on quite a few things. I asked in a recent video how you would like to see these videos, and the overwhelming response was you wanted to see as much detail about what I got as possible, but there was some other things in there too, asking about how do I go about looking at what I'm going to bid on, what am I looking for in the auction. So I thought maybe I would answer some of those questions too. Then we're going to take a couple of these things and look at them, and then it will flow into a series of videos. So if you want to see what's in all of these, then you're going to have to watch all the different parts. I will label the videos the same and just say part 1, part 2, part 3. You know, you get it. That's how we're going to do it. So make sure you like, you subscribe, you leave positive comments, you share with other people, and you put the notification bell on. So what do I look for when I'm going to a stamp show? In a regular stamp show where we have dealers and we have books that we can go through, and I can pick out stamps at 5 or 10 cents, 15 cents a stamp. Generally what I'm looking for are countries that I'm going to be talking about upcoming that are in my father's stamp collection. I'm trying to find some things that will fill out my father's collection, maybe some stamps that he doesn't already have, maybe a lot of stamps that he doesn't have because it might be a country he didn't really collect. So I've done that for my traditional Thursday videos. I also look for stamps that I'm going to be doing in my Stamp of the Month giveaways. So this month we are doing Disney stamps. So I probably would have over the last couple of months looked to see what Disney stamps I can find that I can add into those giveaways. Also maybe themes that are coming up that I'm going to talk about, whether it be floral themes or birds, things that I've done in the past already. Those are not giving away any secrets for the future, but I've done that. I've looked for those type of stamps. And of course, I look for those stamps that just interest me too, whether it be an unusual shape, a theme maybe. I've looked for themes for people that I know they collect other things and have told me they've collected. So I keep an eye out, see if I can find things like that. That's what I'm looking for in the regular stamp shows. When it comes to the stamp auctions though, I sometimes am not looking nearly as much for things that I want to give away, because, for example, if I was to give this binder away, it would cost me a lot of money to ship it. So not only did I have to pay for it, but I'd have to pay to ship it. So that's not really what I'm looking for when it comes to an auction. I'm looking for things that would be of interest to talk about in videos that you guys might be interested in seeing, something that might be a little different, or something that's going to be complementary to my father's collection already, or maybe really grow a collection that he didn't have. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm also looking for a good bang for my buck. I don't go into an auction and a stamp show looking to buy stamps that are worth a lot of money, that have an investment potential. Maybe that is naive in the hobby, but that's not how I collect stamps. I collect them based on what I think, what I enjoy. So when I go through, I like to try to get best bang for my buck. So some people say you collect in bulk, the most stamps you can get for your dollar. Some, yes, but I also want to do it with the least amount of work possible. So buying a giant box, like a shoebox like this, that's filled with stamps that are on paper from around the world, it's a lot of work. You're going to have to soak off all those stamps. You're going to have to sort them all by country. So if you can get them pre-soaked, maybe sorted already in some sort of fashion, maybe one country, that makes the job a whole lot easier and a lot more fun for me, I think, too. So I do that. So what did I get here and how much did I pay? Well, right off the bat, I paid $100 for everything. So I bought 6 lots. How many did I bid on? Well, I bid on a lot more than 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 different items in that auction caught my interest. There were a lot more things there that would have, but 17 that I attached a value to. Now, I knew I wasn't going to get them all, but as you go through an auction, you kind of bid to the point that you think it's worth to you. So you put that kind of a number on it. I went in with a dollar figure that I wanted to spend and no more than that dollar figure. And so sometimes when one item got to be too high, I knew that if I overbid on that one, then I would have to let other ones go down the road. Now, one of the things that I did that was a little different this time around, last year in this auction, there were a whole bunch of these red boxes that came up, and I was really keen on them. They had 102 cards in them. This one has 102 cards in them. They were in Scott order. They were either by one country or a world mixture of them. And I thought, that is just perfect for what I want. But last year, I wasn't willing to go too high on a box because I was worried about other things that I was interested in down the line. And had I bought one of those, I probably would have done better than waiting for something down the line that maybe I didn't get anyways because it went for too high. So I changed my mindset a little bit. I went and looked at the things that were early on in the list, and I decided, were they more valuable than having that box? And if they went for too much, I just let them go. I saved my money for that box. And when I got it, I knew how much money I had left to see whether or not I could buy anything else. So that was my mindset for going into the auction, and that's how I did it this time around. And of the 17 items, I bought 6. So the cheapest thing that I bought was $12, and the most expensive thing I bought was $22. I think that's a pretty good range. Everything started for at least $5, so that's the starting point. The most expensive thing out of the 360 lot items that they had went for $70. So to some, that's a lot of money, and to others, that's not very pricey at all, especially for some of the things that were in there. One of the things that I looked at and didn't get was some early Great Britain stamps. I had some penny reds in there, I had a bunch of other things, but it went for a value higher than I was willing to spend at that point in time, so I let it go. And other things I was successful in getting. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to show you a few of these things. I think this one we can get a chance to show you. This one we'll get a chance to show you today. And maybe that'll be it. We're going to look at these two things in this video, and then we will come back to some of these things after in another video. This one was the one I was most excited about, so I'm going to leave that for a little bit. Maybe next video, maybe the video after that. We'll see. But let's look at these things. The first thing we're going to start with is this Ziploc bag. It is listed as a lot of Mint Australia stamps, all on 102 cards. So we're going to turn the camera around. We're going to look at what stamps are in here and see if you think I got a good deal for $16, because that's what I paid for all of this.
I'll show you here. Number 177. You can see the quality. It's mint. 212. Are they all labeled in Scott numbers? I don't think they are, but these ones certainly are, so it's kind of nice. Yeah, here shows 3 of them. No Scott catalog number on it, but I'm sure we can find it. Oh, there's another one behind there. Queen. It jumps up to $14.90. And you can see there's a catalog price that was put at one point in time. The nice thing about these newer ones, they won't be in my father's collection because he wasn't collecting those more modern stamps at this time. So there's a set. Where a stamp like this probably is in the collection, but that's okay. Mint Never Hinged is a nice addition. The ones in my father's collection would have been used. Those are nice older ones. Olympic. We've got 2 of the exact same ones. And another duplicate, triplicate, quadruple, holy. That's the downside of sometimes getting lots. You get more than one. Well, that means I've got some to trade off. Those are not the same set. You can see there's a 2.5 cent in there. So once Once again, you can see there's a slight difference. So we've got the edging on that too. I'll just throw that one on the floor. I'll get that later. Coronation. So overwhelming people in the last video said that they wanted to see in detail what I got. So that's why we're doing this over the course of several videos to show you exactly what I got. A few duplications in here. That's kind of cool, the platypus. Those are nice ones. So nice, I've got them twice. Nice set too. And that brings us back to the first one. So that was all for $16. Second item I'm going to show you today, you can see I got for $14. It's worldwide souvenir sheets. Now, there's a souvenir sheet. You can see how it's been marked on the bottom. You can see it's German Democratic Republic, Scott number 1838, catalog value, well, it doesn't show you that. The selling price originally was 75 cents. So last month when I was in, they were selling all of these things for at least $1, and I bought quite a few. Now there's 76 sheets in here. Now there's more than that in stamps. So I averaged it about, when I looked at it, was worth about $75 maybe, somewhere in that range. And I got it for $14. Now let's see exactly what I got. So we got another German Democratic Republic, 2609, catalog value or selling price 95 cents. We're looking at mostly mint stamps in here. That one's a canceled one. So we're having some of the same type. Cataloged at selling price of 95 cents. 1482. This one here was selling for $1.95. So on average, I think we're going to be doing pretty well in this. '72 Olympics, those are nice. So nice, we've got them more than once. We've got them 3 times, 4 times. Some of those were mint, some of them were canceled. You can see canceled in there too. This one is not catalog numbered on the page, but still nicely displayed. This one, see how many copies that are in here of this? That's kind of nice. Selling price $9.95. So catalogs 525 through 528 and C272 to C273. So there's a whole bunch of different ones in this one here. But that one alone, $10. The selling price. Catalog value almost $20. And I think I got the whole book for $14. This, we've got 2 stamps in there again. $6.95 selling price, catalog value $11. I really like this bigger one here. So when I saw this, even with its duplications, I thought for the price that I got it for, I got a good deal. What do you think? My father didn't have a whole lot of souvenir sheets in his collection, so this kind of really bolsters that quite a bit. And there maybe are a few in here that I have to trade off now. And you might see some things in here that are extra special maybe, that are something that you're keen on or you already have. I'll probably have to take more time to go back and look at them a little closer. This one's kind of interesting. Penny black. So some Haiti, some Israel in there. These Expo ones from Japan. Nice one from Liberia, very colorful. Liechtenstein and Monaco. Norway. Poland. South Africa, Sweden, another really nice one there from Switzerland. One there from the Vatican.
So that is $30 of the $100 that I spent on those two items right there. Do you think I got my money's worth out of those two for the price that I paid? Now, what do we have upcoming? Let's give you a quick glimpse so you can see what's coming. This is a stock worldwide stock book that's filled with, I'm not going to show you it all, but worldwide stamps. That's the thing I paid $12 for. I think the book alone is worth $12. It's in great condition, let alone all the stamps that are in there. My prized red box to show you, it's worldwide stamps on 1 or 2 cards, and I paid $20 for that. This one here, nice stock book, a little bit of a pull away on the edge that could be glued down. Goes in here. See what it says? Isle of Man. I was the only one that bid on this. I bid the reserve minimum on it that the person wanted. It's a Linder hingeless album, Isle of Man, with mint stamps, and I got it for $15. These last 2 boxes go together. They were labeled as box of sorted Australian stamps. This is what I paid the most for, $22, and I think I paid the most for it because of the bulk volume that it has in it. So I think that by itself is an episode. This one might be an episode by itself, and maybe these two. What do you think? Which do you want to see next in the video series of what I got? Because I think I did pretty well. Let me know in the comments. Anyways, that's it for right now. Until the next video on what we do here, you guys have a magical day. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye. I was quite surprised I got this album from Isle of Man, and that I was the only one that bid on it. So there were quite a few stamps from the Isle of Man, which is kind of a niche one that I like to collect, but this is the only one that I got, and I was surprised that I got it. Surprised so much so that the lot pass didn't realize that I had been the one that bid on it and won, and so when I got to pay, this was in the collection. So happy about that.